Welcome to PAM East Coast LA. I am your host, Pamela, and this is episode 10. And I have the beautiful belly dancer, Phaedra. Thank you for coming on the show. So
Miss
beautiful.
Pamela.
You haven't changed. Look at you.
It's so nice to be here. Thank you for the invitation to come on your show. I'm a big fan. I watched every single episode so far.
Thank you. Thank you. You're the best. Always been the best. You haven't changed. God bless you. That's what I'm talking about. And tell us a little bit about your background. You're a belly dancer, musician, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Little bit of this, little bit of that. You know, they say jack of all trades, master of none, but I'm working on the master part. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, I am a belly dancer. I'm a musician since I was 6 years old, and that's actually what I have my degree in is music. And I did a lot of acting. Now I'm like coaching a theater company to do choreography, which I love. I love mixing the Arabic dance and the theater because I love, theater from a long time ago is one of my true loves. So when I get asked to choreograph for a theater production or something, I'm very happy about it. So anyway, so I have a little theater going on in my life,
Yes.
little dance, little music, almost all the time.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's the best way to be. Who doesn't love to dance and sing? Are you kidding me? Come on. Or play an instrument and listen to music. That's my number one thing. I listen to music every day, even while I'm at work and I'm not supposed to. Sorry, boss. Today we have grape drink, purple drink hour. Let us introduce this. We are drinking cafe. Where's your cup? Oh,
there
evil
goes.
eye. We got the evil eye.
The evil eye there. Haters, warding off the haters,
Evil eye. Explain it to us. What does that mean?
Well, you can see it in Greek culture, as you know, and Turkish culture and the Arab culture. And it kind of, you'll see on my necklace, we talked about this earlier. We can call this the hand of Fatima or the Khamsa, which is the word 5 in Arabic. And it's kind of like, I always say it's warding off the haters, but really it's kind of to sort of dissuade people from giving you the evil eye. Okay, so we have this evil eye. Whoop, there it is.
Yes.
We have this evil eye, and it's kind of to ward off the evil eye from others or jealousy. You know what? You might be a little interested in this. I know you're an actress as well. So currently, a friend of mine, Kathy, she brought me on to this theater production in Chicago. It's a company called Red Tape Theater, and they're doing a show called My Name is Inanna. And Inanna, as you may know, is the goddess of love. We are just doing movement coaching and Persian style movement and dance for the actors because the show is about a woman from Iran who comes to the U.S. after the revolution. She sort of escapes one world of problems to come into a different world of problems. So anyway, in this iteration of the show, this is the third time I think they've ever produced this script, like anyone has ever produced the script. They're adding in a lot of more traditional Persian things. Okay, so they wanted Persian rhythm in there and Persian dance movement in certain sections. And so
I think that's great. And that's my point of the evil eye. The fact that you got that position. Imagine how many people want that position. I like to see it. It can only be live, right?
They're actually doing something very exciting. They are going to have a live studio audience like a regular theater production would, but they're also going to live stream every single production every night live. They're going to be. So what's really interesting is that they have I won't say choreographed because it's not dance, but like within the script and within the scenes they have parts where she will be interacting with the camera, the live stream camera. So as the audience, if you are on the logging in to see the show, you still feel like the actors are engaging with you, which is pretty cool.
How do people, like, they want to follow that, which they are, do they go to Red Tape Theater or what do they do? How would I go about seeing it?
You can go to Red Tape Theater, and what will happen, I'm pretty sure, is if you get a ticket for that night, and I do know that there were free tickets at a point. I'm not sure what the structure is now, but if you buy a ticket, that you will, get a link or something to be able to live stream it.
I just love it because now I'll be paying attention. Everybody will be watching the show. I'll watch the show too, but I'll be like, oh, look at Phaedra. Phaedra's doing the Phaedra arms. Speaking of Phaedra arms, hold on a second. I got something for you, babe. Hold on. I got something.
Okay.
I got something. Okay.
Lay it on me, Pam.
Look at it. Look what I got.
Look at that. That's official. That's official.
Is this official? Is this official? Okay, I'm gonna try, but I just want you to know I'm a fake belly dancer. You know what that means? It means I'm not a belly dancer. That's what that means. Okay, so hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Can I get? Okay, so how do I do this?
All right, so the large
on my right?
coins will go right around your buns, and we're going to tie it. You can tie it in the front or tie it on your hip. So all the coins are basically in the back. Think about
The back?
that. Yeah, and the knot goes in the front or the side.
Does not go to the
There you go.
Okay. Okay.
That's very nice.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
And what I always tell my students is what I do, it doesn't have to be super tight, but what I need you to do is find your hips and not your waist. Okay? So put your fingers on your hip bones.
Right here.
Yeah, and that's where we're going to line it up. So
We're
when
lining it up,
you shimmy, we
learning
can
here or
see
what?
that shimmy happening.
Okay.
There you go.
On my hips. You put my hands up on my hip. When I hip, you hip, we jiggle. Okay, how we do this? How we do this, baby?
Yeah, there you go. Just tie it. You can do a little, little
Okay.
bunny ears. Just tie. You don't need to lock yourself in there, but you're good. You're good.
Okay, and then I got the Phaedra arms. Am I doing this or what? What are we doing here? No, I'm doing it all wrong. I'm a
Okay. Oh, there's the snake arms. I love it. Little
Okay.
snake
Oh, was
arms
it?
going on there. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you go. Woo! I love it.
Do
I love
I
it.
move my hips or what?
Give me,
What do I
give me
gotta
a
do my
little
hips?
shimmy. You got all those
Give me a
coins. You
little
got to give me a little shimmy. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. All
There we go,
right.
like this.
Yeah. Little hip lift
But
and
I'm
drop.
not you. I'm not you. If anybody can really see what a real belly dancer, this is not easy, everybody. I just want you to know that, okay? This is an art. You got to know how to move your body.
Hey.
Ah!
All right.
Thank you. Well,
Pam, you got lots of potential going on there. My Zoom class is every Sunday at noon. I need you in there with us. I teach every Sunday at noon, and I'm doing a hybrid of in-person and Zoom. So anybody can come and dance with us at any time. I have students coming in from New Mexico, New York City. I did it all through COVID. So through COVID, we were covering the whole U.S. I had some students coming from California, like I said, New York City, New Mexico, people in the Chicago suburbs who we weren't doing a physical class. So really, it was a really neat way for dancers across the U.S. to all kind of congregate. Yeah.
How do I join it?
Feel free to just send me a message. My Instagram is, what is my Instagram? Chicago Rocks. Chicago Rocks. So Rocks is R-A-Q-S. Why is that? Because Rocks is the word for dance in Arabic.
That is so clever. It's like my name. That's how we got Pam East Coast LA. It's out of my name, Pamela. And the E is East Coast. Yeah.
That is awesome. Because I was like, does she ever live in LA? Does she do the show from LA?
No,
what was that?
We live in Hollywood in New York. That's how we consider us. So.
So I did not start belly dancing until I got to Chicago. And it's kind of funny because one of my roommates in college, she took a belly dancing class at our community college while we were at the State University, just like for fun. And we're like, oh, Anna, she's Swedish, and we were always like, oh, Anna, she's so worldly. Look at her belly dancing class. Like we thought it was not funny, but like we're like, I could never have imagined at all until I got here to Chicago. After college, I moved to New York City. I worked for a Broadway show real quick, and then I came to Chicago, and I was just looking to get get into the city to see, what's going on. So I tried salsa, bachata, merengue. I just trying all the stuff. When I lived in New York, I was not making any money, right? So what they had at the Broadway Dance Center in, right around, where's Broadway Dance Center? Like right around 72nd, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And they had a thing where if you clean the mirrors in the toilets for every hour you worked, you got an hour of class. I think that was the deal. So I would get to the Broadway Dance Center at 6 a.m., clean the toilets, clean the mirrors, and for every hour of that, I got an hour of class. So I would take tap with Savion Glover. Do you remember who
Oh my
Savion Glover?
God, yes. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes.
He had an open class. He had his advanced class, which was like kind of like you really had to know what you're doing. But like he had an open class before that to anybody could come.
Right.
So I would spend my free hours or whatever of tap with Savion and hip hop with a lady named Bev. And I do believe Bev is still teaching at Broadway Dance Center to this day. Last time I looked at their website, she was still teaching. So that's pretty cool. Dance saved me in New York. I felt so lost when I moved to New York because, as you know, New York can be overwhelming. It's very large. There's so many other people who have done so much. They're so successful. You think you'll never, ever be anybody in New York. It was very overwhelming at the time to come from such a small town.
For sure. I always wanted to know how to tap dance. And the youngest one, Demokratia, she learned how to tap dance. Well, because she's musical theater, so that she teach,
Yeah.
she's a learner, just like you should be, right? If you're trying to be better. And she
Yeah.
learned how to tap dance, and she tried to show me that the step, like and then like. But I'm okay. That's okay. I mean, I just a little bit more practice. I think I can get it. One
Yeah,
day.
once you put those shoes on, Pam, it's so fun to make those noises.
I did. I put on the shoes and everything. It was like, but it didn't sound like how she does it. But I did my best, and that's all that matters, folks.
I moved to Chicago. My friend was moving back to Illinois from Scotland, and she's like, "Hey, you want to move to Chicago?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So when I was there, again, I was trying to explore the city, just like I did in New York, like trying to get used to what's going on. I was trying all these dance classes, these open classes and stuff. And then I walked by this community center, and the community center had like this little like black and white, like what do you say, photocopy machine type of print thing. And it was like this belly dancer or something said, "Unlock the mystery of the Middle East. Try belly dancing." And I was like, okay, like I'm Arab, like I want to know about my magic.
Middle East.
So I was like, let's explore my magic. Okay, I want to see what's going on. Anyway, so I went to the class and I was hooked. I was hooked because the music, mostly the music, it was so fantastic. The music was so beautiful, and teacher was great. Her name's Khazna Khalil. She was my first teacher ever. And then pretty soon, I got real serious about it. Just like I was serious with the saxophone. I got real serious. And so I started traveling to New York City. And at the time, and we didn't have a lot of this going on in Chicago, but in New York City, they would have a master teacher come in from Egypt. And you would like study with them from like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like for 8 hours a day. And then it was just like an intensive weekend, right? So I started doing that. I would go to New York City and study with the master teacher for like a long weekend or 5 days or something. And when I wasn't in that class, I would make sure to go all over New York City and study with all the belly dance classes I could find. I would, at nighttime, I would just try any belly dance class I could find, didn't matter who the teacher was. And then I got pretty serious about it pretty quick.
So do you use social media, baby, for your gigs only, or do you have other outlets?
I have my website, of course, if you want to know what's going on right here, right now. My website is bellydancebyphaedra.com. But my Instagram, okay. You know how Instagram, it's meant for instant sharing. Like right now, I would Instagram a picture of me and Pam with our coffee and be like, look at this wonderful coffee or whatever. I didn't feel real comfortable at first with Instagram because you're supposed to be kind of showing people instantly what's going on. That's what it's built for. And I get that. And then I ran into this young lady at a party, and she is like an Instagram, she helps the influencers. She's like, that's her job to make their pages
An
and stuff.
influencer, yeah, yeah.
And she said, don't worry about letting people and showing them your coffee and your food all the time. She said, just think of it as a visual portfolio,
Right,
like a visual resume.
right.
So that's kind of what my Instagram is like. If you looked at it, you would see what I'm doing, what I
Definitely.
have done, some videos, some singing. I have a little Arabic music band, some singing from that band. There's like one saxophone little thing on there, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
just trying to influence you.
yeah.
Like,
Anything.
I love it. But you sing, and I absolutely love live music, and I love singers. I just
And
so
I know you love musical theater too. I
I
know
love
that about you, right?
it so much. It's crazy. I love
Yes.
it. I absolutely love
Coming up
musical
soon.
theater. Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, once again, it hits home, especially I have a brother that's been in some musicals, and like I said, the youngest one out of the two, I remember her first musical, she was Annie when she was 10 years old. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, and they had to go out and get her a red wig. So it's so funny because she had this long black hair. And my mama, we tried. She went to go get a wig, and it was literally like Halloween. It was not for Broadway. And the teacher was like, "Oh, thanks, Eleni." Anything live, Phaedra, anything live. I don't care if you whip out the harmonica. If I take the train right now and somebody's playing the harmonica, I will miss my train to watch them play the harmonica. I'm that person. I don't just tip. I watch. I support. I love it. You have no idea.
Yeah.
I just love it. It's for me, anything live. I love fireworks. It's so crazy. I look forward to the 4th of July. I want to go to the
Oh,
park and I want to watch the fireworks. If I'm at home, I light a candle. I don't know what it is, but for me, anything that's live and I can hear it and I can see it, I don't know.
yeah.
I love
Very
it.
sensory stuff. Absolutely. It does, speaking of Annie, by the way, that was the first musical. I grew up in the era of cassettes. Okay, so when I was a tiny one, my first music thing was on cassette. My mom gave me the musical Annie. That was my first ever cassette that I owned as a child. Yeah.
So like we've lived like the same life is what you're saying. Different
Parallel lives, Pam. Parallel lives. Right here.
baby.
Right here.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Let us talk about your film. Yes. We got to talk about this. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. This film,
Still We Dance.
yes, exact. That is the one. So, as during COVID, we had to switch everything onto video, right? Like every sort of performance, every sort of live thing had to be on video. And so, right in the beginning, it was, Black Lives Matter and, the George Floyd era of coming to an awakening. Like everyone was coming to this awakening. And also we were dealing with the pandemic. We were dealing with so many things. My friend Shiwali, who does Kathak dance, which is a form of Indian dance,
Okay.
she kind of reached out to me as the Arabic dancer this guy Junior, who is like salsa. He does modern and salsa. Our friend Leticia, she does flamenco. Our friend Edith from Ecuador, she
Flamenco.
was doing like indigenous style.
I love it.
And so, am I forgetting anyone? Oh, Julie, our friend Julie, she does like a modern dance. I think that was everybody in the film. I'm trying to, I hope I didn't leave any of us out. So, we made this film and it was edited by a woman who is also a dancer. Her name is Jordan Kunkel. Her editing was brilliant. But we all picked a different part of the city just of our own accord. Nobody told us what part to pick, but we did get like a copyright license for this great song. And the song is called Homelands. And it was kind of our way of dealing with how the artists were surviving the pandemic. You know, like how artists could still unite even at a distance, and how even though the artist community, as you know, was devastated. I mean, so many shows closing, no live entertainment, so many people's careers put on hold financially, they were strapped, you know. So it was, we made this video and Shawali got us all together. It was really her brainchild. Anyway, so we made this video. We had put it out just for no reason. Like we just made it and it turned out beautiful. We were all happy with it. But then during the pandemic, the first international, and this is based in LA, there's a dance school for Arabic dance called Dance Garden LA, and they started this film fest. It was the first one ever, and they're calling it the International Rocks Film Fest. And as we talked about, rocks means dance in Arabic.
US, right?
Yes. So it's the first International Rocks Film Fest, and we had belly dancers or people doing Arabic dance from all over the world, or Middle Eastern influenced dance from all over the world submit their films. And then it was kind of like the Oscars. Like there was a judges panel and there were categories you could be nominated in, like best editing, best acting, best storyline, stuff like that. So you could have, like, there were probably 50 to 70, maybe it was up to 75 or 50, I forget how many made it into the festival.
Right.
But then the judges had like award, you know, just how in Hollywood, you know, all these movies, you know, there's all these movies, but then the judges select certain ones to be nominated. So the one that I had 3 make it into the fest for viewing, but one got nominated, and that was Still We Dance. And our category was the mashup category, where it was the category for dance films that involved other styles of dance, because we had the Indian, the flamenco, the salsa, the Middle Eastern, the modern, right? So we were like the mashup, right? We got in the mashup category, and we were so excited we did win. And so that was a very...
How do we find that? How do I see that movie?
Still We Dance, you can find on my YouTube channel, actually. If you look, and again, with the whole like visual resume thing I was talking about before, that's kind of what I don't have a ton of subscribers on my YouTube, but for me, it's like a library of all the videos I've done, right? So I can like find, it's like a library reference. So you can find Still We Dance on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is just Phaedra Darwish, which is my name, Phaedra Darwish.
How are you balancing all this with a full-time job?
I think, you know, I heard people say before, oh, if you're not a belly dancer full time, you're not a real belly dancer. I don't think that's true, because I know a lot of belly dancers who never, due to some financial like blessing, they don't need to go like have another job. However, I just work twice as hard. That's what I think, possibly. I mean, that sounds like
very... babe? You get your naps in?
I love me a nap. I'm not gonna lie. I love me a nap. I'm a napper. I'm a real napper.
You're a 2 p.m. napper, baby.
And I don't mean to sound like a braggart or being boastful with the work thing. I'm just saying that we have to have a full-time job a lot to do our art. We have to have a full-time job in some cases, in order to pursue our art, to be able to pay the bills while we're pursuing our art, because sometimes it doesn't pay as well, right? And so you do But that has to be a full-time job as well. So you end up essentially working around the clock because you're working your 8 hour or more, 8 hour plus job, and you're working as an artist and you have to work just as hard. So I wasn't saying that to be boastful. I'm just saying
No,
it's a necessity. It's a necessity
you're
to,
hungry for it.
yeah, you have to have a passion. Like a hunger is a good way to put it, a passion. But I do think it takes a lot of work. And the thing is that we know that on social media that people have been maybe famous or well known, and they're actually not always taking the time to do their art well. But I do think that eventually you really have to do your art well, and that takes work. It takes as much practice as it does doing your 40-hour job, right? You do
Absolutely.
it and
Absolutely.
you have to practice, practice, practice. And like you were talking about before, you're always learning, always learning. And the same way, same way. I'm never not in class. One of my goals, and I got to produce 3 shows with the city through the Chicago Park District this summer. And what we did was we brought Middle Eastern dance, a bunch of variety, not just belly dancing, but a lot of Middle Eastern dances into the parks. And that, to me, was a really good way to execute one of my goals, as you were talking about, which is to bring Middle Eastern dance to an audience that might not have seen it before.
Yeah.
And to bring the beauty of the music and the beauty of the dance and the beauty of the culture to people who might only know the Arab world if they're looking at the news.
Are you just going to use the production company as like your outlet for introducing people, the Arab dancing?
So what I like to do is get involved in programs where, again, I love performing for an Arab audience though, because it's their music and it's their dance and they understand really what's going on. But I really like to get involved also in productions, again, where people might be in the audience who've never seen it before. So one thing I've done before is try to be part of, say, a dance festival, right? And it's a dance festival that typically would have only ballet and modern, and the audience for that is used to ballet and modern. Well, let's put an Arab dancer in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want everybody to see you, Phaedra, and your success and you as a dancer, because I definitely am terrible at the Phaedra arms. And I want you to show everybody who
Fantastic.
you are and your Phaedra arms and your hips, because your hips don't lie.
Hips do not.
And I absolutely love you. I adore you. And thank you for being in our lives all these years. And we are going to do big things. I just want you to remember that, okay? So I love you. Sagapao. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Phaedra, for coming on the
Thank you
show.
for having me. I really appreciate the invitation, and all the best to you, Pam, for future success. I hope your show just goes as far as it can possibly go,
Thank
because I
you.
think you are.
We have the evil eye protecting us, right?
That's right. Haters beware. Haters beware. Okay.
Sagapao.